behold, we're here. All right, so let's get started. Let me do. Oh, we got Cheryl coming in. If you ever want people to show up, start. That's when they come in. Cheryl, are you here?
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. Hi. I'm not folding laundry tonight.
No.
I do have it in the wash, but
That's
didn't make
okay.
it in time to fold it.
We were just going to start, so it's all good. All right, well, welcome everyone here and everybody online for the Monday Night Improv Drop-In. If you want to come and take this class, you can just sign up on the website under our drop-in classes, and it's completely free. I just need your email so I can send you the link. I send you a new link every week, and that goes for everyone here. If you aren't sure how to get in or you're having trouble getting in, just check your link. Make sure you're on the right one. We are live streaming, so we are going to be going over the lesson here in this room, and then I'm going to break you out into separate rooms so you can practice. And just to give you a little introduction to who I am, I'm Anthony Francis. I'm the artistic director and founder of Improv U here in Delray Beach, Florida. I'm an improv teacher, I'm a performer, and I do improv workshops for companies and nonprofits. In this class, we're going to focus on agreement, support, openness to sharing ideas, actions, characters, and all the techniques that you need to be a better improviser. Today, we're going to be focusing on inbound passes, which I think are super important, a really great thing for you to just practice. Inbound passes, just like a basketball team, we're just going to be doing some inbound passes with our teammates, and you're going to see how that's going to help you kind of settle into your improv scenes a little bit faster. The improv is kind of a current that kind of takes us along. So we're going to work on that. We're also going to work on saying each other's names in our scenes. I really want to focus on that. That's such an important one. I might focus on it or push it a lot because I think it's something that I want to work on too. I feel like I don't say names enough in my improv. And if you beat yourself up about your improv, welcome to improv. And the last thing I really want to focus on tonight is questions. Why would you focus on questions? What's the point of asking questions in an improv scene? Aren't questions bad? Didn't someone once say you're not supposed to ask questions in an improv scene? Maybe. But we're going to work on it because I think it's important for everybody. So that is a little bit about what we're going to do tonight. Expectations are please be kind and respectful to each other. Please do not remove any articles of your clothing. And please turn your camera off and mute your mic if you have to do anything private. There is no pressure to be funny or clever in this class. You do not have to make me laugh or make anyone else laugh. We're just here to learn about the process of improv. And that's it. That's my spiel. It's getting a little faster. Maybe too fast. It's getting a little shorter, but I could slow it down. All right. Let's do this. Let's do some just light warm-ups. Just something light. Let's do like some neck stretches. Take a deep breath in. Turn the head down to the left or the right. Just pick a side. We're gonna hit the other side next. Switching over, breathing out. Breathing in. Let's do some rotations. These are good. Let's rotate the neck around. Good. Rotate the other way. All right, very nice. Let's get our, let's just do some arm. Let's just stretch that arm out a little bit. Breathing. Very nice. Breathing. Good. Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
Good. We need to say that more for ourselves. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, let's just do some funny faces. Funny faces. Ready? Let's make a funny face. And another one. A relaxed funny face. One more tense, intense funny face. And another relaxed funny face. Let's do a face if our face was Jell-O. If our face was made of granite, of rock. All right, very good. Give yourselves a round of applause. Very nice. Yay, funny faces. We did it. What kind of warm-ups are these, Anthony? I don't know. It's what I needed in the moment. It's what I need. All right. Let's do this. Let's jump right into it. We have everybody up on the screen. Let me make sure no one is pounding on the gates. We're good to go. Let's do this. Let's do a little... let's start with a quick short form game. We're gonna recap on 185. So let's do that. That's a fun one, just to get everyone talking real quick. 185 of an object walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "I'm not serving 185 of this object." Right? So let's use an example. We'll say power chords. 185 power chords walk into the bar, and the bartender says, "I'm not serving 185 power chords." And the 185 power chords say, "Why not?" And the bartender says, "Because every time you come in here, you charge me." All right. 185 power chords. Raise your hand if you've got one. Raise your hand anyway, and I'll call on you if you don't have one. That's exciting. Cheryl.
100. Do I have to say the whole thing?
100? Yes. Oh, yeah. That's part of the fun.
Oh gosh. Okay, so 185 power chords walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "I'm not serving 185 power chords." And the 185 power chords say, "Why not?" And the bartender says, "Because you're too wired."
Yeah. All right.
It's a mouthful.
I know, but that so part of it is because this is more for performance. When you do this line game, what you're doing is you've got this long drawn out speech, but it gives you a chance to think of something while you're talking. Not a lot of time, but it does give you a little time. So that's why you want to answer right away, and then you just build it as you're going. It's very intense. Who had one? Lexi? Go.
Mm-hmm. So 185 power chords walk into a bar. Bartender says, "I'm not serving 185 power chords." 185 power chords say, "Why not?" The bartender says, "Because you keep shorting me."
No, shorting. John, 185 power chords. Go.
185 power chords walk into a bar. They say, "Bartender, give me a drink." And the bartender says, "I'm not serving 185 power chords." And the power chords say, "Why not?" "Because you're always plugging something."
No, plugging. Rachel.
185 power chords go into a bar. The power chords say, "Give me a drink." Bartender says, "We don't serve 185 power chords." "Why not?" "Because you make people trip."
Very nice, very nice. Let's all right, give me just a moment because I have some I have to do it quick. Let's do this. Okay, so we did 185. Let's do my nickname in college. My nickname in college is my nickname in college was Lampshade, because I was always so shady. There you go. So my nickname in college was Lampshade, and then you have to say why your name or your nickname in college was Lampshade. I'm never good at this one, so that was the best one I've done. Lexi, go.
My nickname in college was Lampshade because I always wore stockings on my legs. Deep one.
Very nice, very nice. Yep. A Christmas Story reference. Cheryl?
My nickname in college was Lampshade because I was always turned on.
Oh. All right. And John, my nickname in college was Lampshade. Why was your nickname Lampshade?
My nickname in college was Lampshade because I had everything covered.
Oh, yeah. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Why, Rachel, your nickname in college was Lampshade.
My nickname in college is Lampshade. I don't know.
All right.
Come on, Rich.
just bomb for us. Just give us one that's just bad. That's terrible.
Okay.
We don't care if it is.
My nickname in college is Lampshade because I had no friends.
Yay!
Oh.
Cheryl, do you have
My
one?
nickname in college was Lampshade because I was too bright.
Oh yeah, very nice.
That was
very
my
nice.
next one.
Ah.
I didn't do another one.
Don't you like you're on the back line doing improv, and then someone in front of you does the one you did. You're like, oh no, I have to think. I have to think now. I had this ready. Rachel, this is a really good opportunity. So right there in that moment when Rachel's like, I don't know what to say, right? I don't have anything. I don't have anything clever or whatever, right? This is where the power of the team really comes into play. Because it's not just our job to come up with clever stuff. It's our job to support the players that may or may not have something in that moment. Happens to me all the time. It happens all the time. The important thing to remember is now here's an opportunity to just be dumb. To be really dumb and silly. That's a really important part to comedy. I think about a lot. I think about it because, we ride ourselves on being really clever, being really smart, and like improv, top of your intelligence, right? But one of the best things about improv, or one of the best things about comedy in general, is that yes, it can be smart, but it can also be dumb. And it's supposed to be dumb. And we should be excited for those moments to be like, oh, I get to just be really dumb right now. But so that's the one side. And the other side too is what we get to do in those moments. When we have a player who's like, oh no, what do? I don't have anything. I'm just going to say something really dumb. We're just going to support that player, right? Because now it's over. It's like, it's not about the ones that don't hit. Those just keep moving on. No one remembers those. They only remember the ones that hit, right? That's the magic trick to this game. Okay, cool. So now I wanted to use that as an example because that was great. That's a great chance for all of us to be like, oh, let me support you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you're on the back line and you're thinking of things in a line game like this, is that preloading?
Well, there's a couple of times. Yes, I would say yes, it is, but I don't think it's necessarily bad. So if we're going to talk, let's talk like shop for a second. As like a show producer myself, I've produced, tons of improv shows myself. I had a theater. What are we there to do? We're there to make the audience laugh. We're there to put butts in seats. And we're there because we're going to do a good show. We want them to come back. Okay, so as an improviser, when it comes to these line games, as the caller, I'm the first one to fall on the sword, right? I'm the one who's the host. So I'm sorry, as the host, I should say. So I'm the host, and I say to the audience, can I get a suggestion of an object to start this game, right? So I explain the game, and then I say, can I get a suggestion to start this game? As soon as the audience member gives me a suggestion, I launch into the very first 185. As the host, I don't get a break. I don't get a chance to think of something. My job is to give you the chance on the back line to think of something. So mine is probably going to be bad, which means I get to embrace the dumb, and I get to fall on the sword, and I get to really bomb. But that's good because it makes my back line cast, gives you like 7-8 seconds, which is more than enough time to think of something, right? But here's how I like to play this game when we're performing it. Everybody raises their hand right away. Everyone either has something or doesn't. But you know that if you get called on, great. Now you're the one you got to think of something on the fly. But that's only one person out of the group. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So everyone else, one person, everyone needs to be ready to come up with something out of nothing, but everyone else gets a chance to preload something. Now, what you talked about is when Cheryl took yours, well, now you can't preload. What if I call on you next at random and she just took yours? So now you're back at that improv mode, right? Mm-hmm. So we are improvising, we are coming up with things, but in these short form games, I say always be ready to think of something on the fly. Always be ready to fail. But just because you're ready to fail, you're ready to go from nothing and start from scratch, doesn't mean you can't preload these line game, answers.
Okay.
Yeah. Give me a moment. My cat is inside. My cat is inside. I didn't know he was in here. I didn't know. They're super quiet. You don't know they're in the room until they want out. All right. Okay, cool. So great. So we did some line games. Let's jump into some scene work. But that's the thing. Line games are so just to talk about it from a performance standpoint. Then that's a great question, right? Because it's like be ready, and I think that's our superpower. Is we're always ready to start a scene. We're always ready to start from nothing. Give me a suggestion. I'm going to go, right? But there are certain times when I can preload. You can also preload in your scenes. You can, premise-based improv scenes where if I did a monologue and I started talking about how I have a Roomba and my Roomba is always getting caught on my power cords in the house, you can say, I have an idea for a scene. I'm going to start a scene where I'm trapped in the power cords, right?
Mhm.
So I've
Yeah.
preloaded my opening line, but I can't preload anything beyond that.
Yeah.
You know, I
Okay.
can go, this is my premise. I want to come in and I want to hit on the Roomba part of the conversation or the monologue, right? So
Yeah.
I come in with that, but I come in with that, and I imagine myself to be the Roomba, caught up in everything, right? But if I don't give my scene partner a lot of detail, if I just say, "Oh, Josh, I got caught up in the power chords again," right? And Josh is like, "Well, Your Honor, that's just something you have to deal with when you're a district attorney." Like, guess what I'm
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
We're starting off at the beginning. All right. So cool.
Okay.
All right. So this is what I want to do. We're going to work on some inbound passes. I want you to just do some scenes with your scene partner, and I want you to just focus on these casual conversation lines that don't necessarily move the story forward or anything like that. Does that make sense? We're not moving down the court to make a basket. We're just doing some inbound passes on our side of the court line. Anyone who knows basketball, please message me. I have questions. So what does that look like? An example of that would be Lexi. Why don't I have you as my partner for this? We're just going to do some inbound passes. So we're going to start our scene, but we're not going to really get into any major statements. I just want to. I'll say something to you, like let's say I start a scene, right? And I go, "Hey, would you pass me the half and half?"
Did you want the hazelnut or the peppermint?
Oh, I'll take hazelnut, please.
Okay, yeah. There's not that much left. Put it on the list.
Sure. Yep. Cool. So that's awesome. That's a great example of an inbound pass. Did we say anything like big or anything like that? No, but we've got a good start to a scene. So it's a nice slow start in. Francis, hey, hello, welcome.
Oh, hello.
All right. So we're gonna what we're doing right now, Francis. We're gonna break out into rooms and we're gonna do some inbound pass scenes. So what that means is you're just gonna start with your scene partner and say just some just normal everyday conversational things back and forth, and don't feel like you have to necessarily start a big scene or go for that goal. I want you to just have that conversational beginning. When do you end that scene? Well, I want you to have a scene and start with those inbound passes and see where it leads you. Those will just be your scene starts. When the breakout rooms are going to be about 5 minutes, so feel free, either one of you, your scene partner can say, and scene, or let's end the scene there. I'd like to end the scene there. We'll start a new scene and go from there. Those of you who are experienced, if you're with someone who's not experienced, I know we're a small group, so I don't know who's experienced or whatnot, but I'm just saying, always feel free to support them and help them along if they're new. All right. Any questions on that? Cool. Just like we did, like, hey, can you pass me the half and half? Or hey, you liking that music? Or just something you'd say to somebody in an elevator, or something just real casual. Just some inbound pass. Don't worry, it's not. The opposite of this would be like, Dr. Montgomery, the patient is coding, and we need you to fill them with life-healing Coca-Cola. That's it, right? That's like a whole other,
Awesome.
right? That's like the opposite of that's not a bad scene start either. That's fine, but that's not what we're working on. We're working on those inbound passes. All right, cool. You are going to have those of you who have a third person, because I think we're an uneven group. Just work together. You can, I would say, break off. Have two of you do a scene, and then another two people. Keep it 2-person scenes because that's going to be a lot easier to practice with these exercises. All right. 1, 2. Okay. Here we go. If you're just joining us, we finished doing inbound pass scenes, and those are things that you can practice on your own with your scene partner. Inbound passes are just starting scenes where you say, "Oh, hey, pass me the half and half," or "Hey, nice weather," or "A cool shirt." It could be anything. It's just something to get the scene started. All right. Hey, Jay.
Yeah. I was freezing, so we went to the main room already. We left the.
Oh, okay.
I was with Rachel, I think. Oh no,
Oh,
I was
okay.
with Cheryl. I was with Cheryl. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay, great. All right, I'm bringing in Suzanne. All right, how'd that go for everybody? Any questions about that? Hey, peanut butter. Cool. Hopefully that helps you a little bit. I love inbound passes. I think they're just a great way to kind of start a scene without feeling like you got to push anything, or whenever I feel like I've got to push a scene, you're like, oh, I got to do a scene. I got students watching. I have to make a scene. It's like, oh, just do something easy. Cool. All right, Suzanne and everybody. The next thing I want to work on is we're going to do breakout rooms again, but this time you're going to do a scene where it's only questions. And the reason for this is, who here has heard that questions are bad in improv? Do not ask questions. Okay. Who has a different take on that? Does anyone know what is the difference they have on that? Yeah, Jay. Jay, they say don't ask questions, but what does that mean to you?
For me, well, one, because I'm a weird guy in improv, so I always question that instruction. But my opinion is that when you're starting in improv, yes, questions feel a little limp when giving it as an offer. But as you gain more and more skills, the questions can be more pointed, or it can be given in such a way that the questions can be very, very nice offers. Like, for instance, culturally, we've as a Filipino, when we ask someone, when we just meet them, we ask them, "Have you eaten?" And that's a very pointed question. It can be like, "Have you eaten because I'm going to feed you?" Or "Have you eaten because I don't have food?" And we can get takeout. So something like that. So
Oh, awesome.
yeah.
No, that's great. That's great. I couldn't have said it better myself. Exactly. The empty questions. There are empty questions, right? And those there's nothing that we can really do with those. But like you said, even culturally, some cultures start out their greeting with a question, which is great. I didn't know that. So that's, I'm Italian, so "Have you eaten?" is kind of just said throughout the conversation, beginning, middle, and end. But that's a great point. So when it comes to questions, in my point of view, is what can we learn from this? So this exercise is really designed to help us. Yes, we're going to be stating questions, but there's kind of a way to do it that's going to make it a little easier for you. I want you to really know your point of view. I want you to know who your character is, because a character that you know, if you know who your character is, it's going to be easier to ask questions, because those questions are going to pertain to that character and their world. I think that's a little complicated to understand, but I think it's better to just do it. You'll find that you can ask questions, and your questions will come more easily to you if you really kind of embody your character more. Now, we might ask empty questions in this, but I want you to just go through the exercise. So don't worry about the types of questions, but I want you to speak to your scene partner in terms of questions only. Take into account what the scene is about, right? This is a tough one. This is a tough challenge. If you find that if you make a statement, right, which you might do, you might fall into, you might answer, you might say yes or no or whatever. That's okay. Just keep going, pick up from there. There's no rules. This isn't like the questions game, which is a competitive version of this that we're just not going to play right now, because I want you to really understand this whole thing. So let's do this. Let me do this with Cheryl. why don't you be my partner on this, and we will do a scene in questions. Okay, you can start the scene however you want. We don't know where we are, or we're going to figure all that out. Okay, so there's not going to be any suggestion to start the scene. Okay, all right.
I am feeling strange. What are you writing?
Do you mind if I record our conversation?
I am thinking you must be strange, no?
Do you find this to be strange? Do you want me to put it down? Okay, so let's
Do
stop there.
I?
You're working hard not to make a question, right? It's tough.
It is tough. I was going to say, do I want to?
Do I? But that's okay. That's good. The brain is working. So we kind of know a little bit about that scene, right? We have someone who's talking to someone else, and that person wants to write down everything that other person is saying, right? I know who my character is. They're a nervous reporter who wants to get all the information. Because I know that, it's going to be easier for me because all my questions are going to be based around my point of view. Does that make sense? Okay, that's going to help you with your questions. Why is that important? We'll talk about it later. But right now, I want you to just build a character and notice how I started with this, right? Started with an action. I gave myself an emotion, right? Frantic, nervous, emotion. I'm writing. Okay, is this writing perfectly accurate? No, I'm writing, right? And then I just have this anxiety, right? And the first thing I feel is this okay with you? Right? So I speak in terms of that. So that just a little idea of kind of what I'm building on and how I'm starting my scene from nothing is that action, that emotion, and then move out from there. Okay, so I'll break you out with your scene partner. Remember, we're only going to speak in questions, and we'll do another 5 minutes for this one. Okay, checking. No hands raised. All right. There we go. Questions. Questions.
Oh my god.
Susanna's amazing at that
hard.
game.
Oh, yeah? We're coming back smiling and laughing. That's a good sign. Any questions or comments about questions?
Susanna's amazing.
Okay,
She's
oh,
the
right,
best I've ever seen at questions.
Is that true, Suzanne? Are you good at questions?
She's amazing.
Only because of my scene partner.
Oh, that's very kind.
Well, somehow I'm very hungry for sourdough bread right now.
Oh, aren't we all? I'm just always defaulting.
Rachel, where are you?
Oh, Rachel's here.
Mm-hmm.
She's in the
It's
she's
my
in the
view.
Zoom.
Okay. I have to put it on gallery view. See everybody.
How was that for you, John?
That was good. You're really going at the opposite.
I'm
It's like
trying.
and asking questions in the scene, and also putting relatives together.
Oh,
It's like they always say never. It's like Jess used to say never put the two relatives, family together.
oh, really?
Yeah.
I once did an improv show with an improv scene with my mom in front of a live audience, and we had no rehearsal, no nothing, just time to do improv with your mom, and it was really nerve-wracking.
Oh, that must have been fun.
It was good. It was good. I was like, it was interesting to see it. I did a scene with her. I went, oh, this is where I must get it from, because she's got the. It's
Also-
her side. Yeah. What's
Also,
up, John?
she should have told that to the Marx Brothers.
Well,
In case you're wondering, there are a group of brothers: Groucho, Harpo, Chico, and Zeppo.
mm-hmm. Right.
And they did a lot of movies together. Suzanne probably knows. Suzanne and I are probably the only ones that know who they are.
Hey, I'm not
They
that.
were.
I'm familiar. Suzanne.
Hello. Just because we're young doesn't mean we're chopped liver and we don't know things.
That's
Come
right.
on.
I have no clue.
Suzanne, you have a question?
No, I was just
Or
gonna
statement?
say, like, that was really fun.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoy, doing things with Lexi, but like, it was fun because we didn't plan. Well, you never plan, but I mean, we just started like as if we were really friends. We knew exactly what we were getting at. That we were friends, and we were friends with a whole group of people. We didn't know what they were up to. We kept it like we're not invited to the wedding, and we were going on and on, like as if we were really there. It
Oh,
was
that's
so
great.
cool.
That's a great
Yeah.
line. That's a great question. Like, we're not invited to the wedding?
Hmm.
Us? We're not invited. Us. I could just see.
Boring.
That's so
or
fun to
not
play.
Fun, like it just kept going
Yeah.
on and on.
Awesome. So we're asking questions, but our scenes are still moving forward somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Because why? Yes, Rachel.
Probably because the questions have meaning to them.
Ooh, very nice. There's meaning behind it. There's a character behind it. There's something behind it. Well done. Excellent. Excellently put. All right, let's move on to our last exercise of the night. This is a really easy one. I just want you to have fun. Just do some scenes with each other. But the only challenge I'm really putting on you here is to say the person's name in each line of dialogue. But here's the other thing, too. I want you to use the real person's name. And the reason for that is we can use... I'll give you a couple little tips about improv names. From my point of view, is names are the most important thing to any person in real life, and the same is true on the stage, because what we do on stage is a mirror of what goes on in real life. I feel the rules are very much the same, right? Especially with improv. So when we use a person's name, we're connecting with that person. That's the most personal thing, most unique thing we can say to that person. It's the one thing that's going to get their attention in a crowded room is their name. We always have an ear out for our own name. So when we do improv scenes with each other, even if it's with people that we don't know very well or whoever it might be, or even if it's with people that we do know very well, I found in my personal experience with improv, I was always calling them by some made-up name, right? Yeah. And I do this a lot. I call people by their made-up, I make up a name for them in improv scenes all the time. Recently, what I've tried to do is I've tried to call people, as a personal challenge to myself, I've tried to call them by their first name, their real first name. And I think that creates a level of intimacy. Now, when I say intimacy, I just mean a very professional level of intimacy, so that we can really connect with each other a little bit more. And I think it's a great opportunity, especially tonight, because we've got people who might not know each other, and pairing up in different rooms to just start scenes by calling each other by our real names. I think you'll notice just a little bit of a different feel with it. But also it's a good way to practice just saying the person's name. A lot of times we'll say someone's name as a half afterthought in our improv scenes, when in reality it is one of the most important things we can say. And then again, it helps you later as you become a more professional. If you do end up becoming a professional improviser or someone who does improv shows on a regular basis, and you start getting into more complicated improv formats like the Herald or the Laurent or something like that, you're going to want to have this muscle of remembering names, because it's going to help you recall and bring back characters into scenes. So there's that. Also, if you can remember people's names when you meet them, if you end up, there used to be these things called parties that we used to all go to. We'd all get together in a room. I know. Well, someday that might happen again. And if it does, you might meet someone new, and then 5 minutes later you may call them by their name, whereas most of us have forgotten that person's name. I'm one of those people, by the way. I learn someone's name and I forget it. I have to actively repeat their name. But anyway, so that's what I want you to do. I want you to go in the room, and I want you to do a scene with someone and just call them by their name in every single line of dialogue you say. You can put it at the beginning, you put it at the middle, put it at the end, I don't care, but their name has to come up in every line. Is it going to sound a little weird? A little bit, but not too weird. I want to give that a try. John, let's do a scene together real quick. Let's practice that. All right?
Okay.
All right. John, you and I are going to do a scene. John! John, I can't hold on to the sail. The wind is too strong.
Oh, we got to tighten up the mast over there. It's like, tighten that up. Tighten the rope. Grab the rope.
And say my name?
I'm helping. Hold on.
And say my name?
Hold on, Ant.
Right.
Hold on,
Ant.
Tony.
Yeah.
Anthony?
Awesome. Ant, Tony, all that's good. John! I don't want to die out here, John.
You won't die. I've been sailing for 35 years. I know everything about it. The only thing is, I need your strong arms. You're young. It's like I got a bad shoulder.
Anthony.
Come on, Anthony.
There you go. Now, John, you don't have to work so hard. You can limit your dialogue to just one or two statements, and you can always do that. That's just going to make it easier. But yeah, don't forget to say my name or your scene partner's name in it, and just go back and forth saying each other's names. Remember, we're going to have 5 minutes, so if you want to stop a scene and start a whole new scene, if a scene's not working for you, that's totally fine. But just remember, John, I don't want to die out here in the... John, I can't swim.
Frank,
John,
Anthony, you're not going to die.
John, oh
Don't
gosh,
worry about
hold me, John. Right? So I've said his name a bunch of times. He says my name a bunch of times. It doesn't feel weird. It doesn't feel like we're saying it too much, right? So
Right.
Notice that moment, and I want you to remember that. Whenever you're like, oh, I think I'm saying this person's name too much, remember that when you hear other people say it, it doesn't sound bad at all. In a way, it almost reinforces. And this goes back to another note I just want to say quickly about repetition and how repetition is good for us. It's good for us. It's good for the people we're playing with because it helps them remember, right? Or helps them to really get to know the scene. I know that I would love to know where we are said a couple of times, what my name is in the scene said a couple of times. It'll help me remember it, right? So that's a service that we give to our scene partner when we repeat things. It's not because we don't have anywhere to go. It's because we're helping everyone kind of underline and outline and really make clear who we are, where we are, and what's happening, right? Those things just can't be repeated enough. So we're going to work on the who we are, and we're going to say each other's names back and forth during our scenes as much as we can. Go heavy with it because this is training. This is exercise. So, like I said, John, I don't want to die, John. Oh my God, John, please. Right?
Anthony,
That's a little
you're not
heavy-handed.
gonna die. Okay. I think I got it now.
Good. Any questions from anybody? Nope. All right. Have some fun. I'll see you in a minute.
Fantastic.
Is there caffeine in green tea? Do we know? There's no caffeine in green tea. Good to know. That's good. That's good because no caffeine after midday. Can't have that. Nobody wants to come back early. Everyone's doing their scenes.
Hello.
No one wanted to come back early. You were all in your scenes
No.
there. Oh, that's good. Any questions or comments about what we did? Just anything tonight. If you want to just give some warm fuzzies to each other.
I would love to give a warm fuzzy to Jay. That was fantastic. Amazing.
Yeah, Jay, welcome. First time here. Welcome to the Improv You Drop In, man. Good to have you.
Thank you. And I want to send another shout out to Lexi because that was like the most out of
Oh
this
my
world
gosh.
scene I've ever.
Yes. Thank you.
But it was so fun. It was so fun.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. Rachel?
Cheryl, I wanna say I had fun doing that scene, the scenes with you in that last one.
Yes.
I had
Yes.
fun with it.
Thank you. It was yes. Got to play things that we would never imagine.
But you did imagine them.
We did it.
You did. Awesome. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I'm going to do a very quick little pitch. Right now, I am going to be doing some things on Clubhouse, which is a new app on iTunes. Not iTunes, on iPhone. I had to buy an iPhone to get this app. But anyway, so I might be doing some improv on there. Also, we have our Improv Jam that's coming up where you get a chance to do improv with me, and it's just my chance to really get to do improv with you. So if you want to come to that, it's completely free. It's on Zoom. The link is in the event, which is on our website. And if it's not, I'll make the event coming up. But just keep an eye out on the Improv U Facebook page for that. And this class is, of course, free. And I'm really glad you guys are here, guys and gals and everybody. If you want to throw some money towards Improv U, that money goes towards the servers and the hosting and all of the stuff that we do to run our things online. And if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, it can go towards that too. Just make a note that it's for coffee, and I will use it accordingly. But you want to check it out. You can go to paypal.me/improvu. And like I said, as always, if you have a rich friend who just has extra money they want to throw, they can support the arts in this way as well. But thank you guys for coming and for being here. And this has been class, so it's been really great work, everybody.
Thank you for your
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you. All right.
If you like coffee, can I just tell you, Wawa cinnamon is the bomb.
Wawa cinnamon.
I'm a hazelnut girl, but I'm going to tell you right
Oh.
now, Wawa cinnamon, you add a little bit of French vanilla. It's the bomb. Just saying. Go check that out.
Nice. All right. Cool. Well, I guess hopefully I'll see everyone next week. And